Hi everyone, I'm doing a bit of catching up with videos here, and I thought that I would take the opportunity, and seeing as it's now about 10 o'clock in the evening and I'm probably not going to get much stitching done, that I might do this stitching tag instead. Stitching style tag, sorry. That the lovely Pam did. I love watching your videos, Pam. Yeah, really nice to watch. You're very easy to watch. You're very open, and it's nice hearing about where you live and your family and stuff, and your accent is awesome. So yeah, so I'm going to do the stitching style tag, and I'll put down below for Pam's original video and the questions too. First question is, what is your favourite fabric? Well, once I joined all these Facebook groups and Flosstube, prior to that I'd been Ada only, and now I love linen and even weave, and any opportunity I have to stitch on either of those I will take. And probably my favourite fabric is probably Cashel linen, for a couple of reasons. Firstly, it's available at my local Spotlight, so it's a linen that I can get easy, only in the white and the crew, but I don't actually stitch on hand-dyed fabric as of yet. I like the Cashel. I like the the uneven bits. There's a name for them, where it's the bit that's a bit thicker. I don't know, I just like the feel of it, and yeah, it's just a nice fabric. And so yeah, I love linen and even weave, but Cashel linen, and I'm using Lugana even weave at the moment in your favourite colour, Carolyn, in the mushroom, and I love it too. So yeah, I think I'd prefer to stitch on either of those to Ada, although Ada is great for full coverage. But I like the overall finish of the other fabrics. I think it gives it a more professional look. Number two is, do you use a hoop or a frame? I am scroll frame. I am dedicated to the scroll frame. I have, I don't know how many scroll frame rods. It's probably about 8 or 10. I've bought most of them at garage sales and op shops, which has been awesome. And yeah, I like the scroll frame. And most of my projects are medium to large. I don't do really small projects. If I do, I'd just use a hoop. If I was doing a card or something, I don't do much of that. I prefer to work on a scroll frame. Stand or hold your frame. Well, I have a lap stand, which I'm dedicated to. It's like my stitching husband or something. I can't do my stitching without my lap stand. It's just great. It's an American Dream lap stand, and I bought it it was about August or September last year. I bought it to do my full coverage project of the green tree, and I love it. I love it because I can attach virtually any of my scroll frames to it, so it's really versatile, and it allows me to do two-handed stitching, which is just changes everything. Pretty much doubles your stitching time, halves your stitching time, I should say. So yeah, definitely the lap stand all the way. Your favourite time to stitch? My favourite time to stitch is in the evening when my son has gone to bed. He's 3, so he's exhausting in a good way, and I did sometimes get the opportunity to stitch during his day nap, but he seems to be doing less day naps now, so yeah. But that means he goes to bed earlier, so I like to sit down in the evening and stitch away. Don't really get much of a chance to stitch during the day when you've got a kid, so I like it. Yeah, so that's my stitching time. Do you use a printed paper copy of your chart or digital? I'm very old school. I print my chart, I photocopy my chart, and I use highlighters to mark it off, and yeah, just what works for me. What I actually do, because I've got my lap stand, and I use my needle minders to actually hold my printed copy of my pattern onto my fabric with the needle minders. So I've got my project right there, my pattern's right here. I don't like the idea of having to look down or anything like that. It just wouldn't work for me. I having it right there in front of you, there's just virtually no mistakes. You know, there's just, yeah, I find it just makes everything really accurate. So yeah, and like Pam said, I do use my iPad to watch Flosstube. So yeah, I don't know where I'd put it. That's something I don't understand. Is like I hear people who have digital copies. I'm like, where do you have this big iPad thing? Like, I don't know. I can't work out how you actually do it. Maybe you can get like your partner to photograph you and of you in your stitchy area with your iPad, so I can see how you do it, because I can't even see how you do it. As it is, I have to stand my iPad over there on the edge of the sofa, in its case. It's got like a fold over case. Stand it up, put on Flosstube, and I'm kind of like this. I wish I could put Flosstube on the TV. I can in one of the rooms, but that's the room that my husband is using if he's playing Xbox, or we watch TV together in there. Anyway, that's off topic. Printed patterns. Okay, next question. Are you a floss licker? Yeah, is that bad? Is that like, what else do you do? Like, not, is it bad? Yeah, I lick my floss. I would like someone to tell me that they don't. Not that I'm judging. Nothing wrong with licking your floss. Apparently it adds DNA to your finished project. I don't know. I guess your skin cells are all over it too, but whatever. No judging. Do you hoard or buy supplies as needed? Pretty much buy them as I need them. I don't like to just buy stuff that I'll never use. I'm talking about this before in my other video. I'm a very disciplined stitcher. I like to decide exactly what I'm going to be stitching and when, and I like to plan it out. And I think for me, a big part of the enjoyment of cross stitch is actually the planning of the cross stitch, and planning on what I'm going to stitch on, what fabric, what floss I'm going to use, when I'm going to start it, what scroll frame which rods it's going to fit on, and yeah, I like to think about what I'm going to do with it once I've finished it, make it into an FFO. You know, it's a whole part of the planning. So I am getting a little bit of a stash of DMC, but I don't intend to have all, however many colours there are. I do take the opportunity to buy them when I see them at a good price, but no, I don't. I have a bit of fabric, but it's mainly just leftovers or stuff I've bought for a project, then decided to change what fabric I was going to use. But no, I'm not a pattern collector. If I buy a pattern, it's going to get done. It's going to get done. I've got two more projects kitted up, ready to start next year. They're all kitted up. They're all there in their packs, fabric. I've even edged the fabric. It's ready to go. It's over there, you know. I pretty much don't have to buy any cross-stitch stuff for like 2 years. I've got all my stuff kitted up. I'll just have to buy some random bits of DMC and stuff. So, yeah, I'm a specific supply getter. What is your favourite floss? Well, DMC. So many colours, it's so reliable, it's so easy to get. I haven't used, look, I hear that silks are amazing and I really, really want to use them, but I don't hoard, so I need a specific project for them. And I think that I will plan to do the twisted band sampler next year, and I'll use the silks for that because I'd really like to try them out. I'm using Weeks Dye Works on one of my projects at the moment, and they're nice, but I know DMC is nice too. I don't see much of the variegation in what I'm using. So, and I like DMC satins. I like DMC variegateds. I didn't realise this, but yeah, I do like DMC. Yeah, definitely. Are you a serial starter or do you have a whip at a time? I'm not a serial starter, but I don't have one whip at a time. I have 5 at the moment. So I have 5 whips. I will have 6 because I have another sale starting on the 22nd of June. So I'm not a serial starter, I'm a planned starter, and I am disciplined in not starting anymore. Yeah, but I definitely don't have one. Well, I used to have one whip at a time, and then I joined the Facebook cross-stitch universe, and my mind was open to the idea of having more than one project at a time, which I'd never considered before. But yeah, it's that works for me. Do you have more FFOs or UFOs? I don't have any UFOs. I only have FFOs, and pretty much everything is either finished, or I have the plan to finish it. You know, it's planned and it's going to get done at a specific time, or I'm waiting on something specific. Actually, there's only one that's sitting there not actually FFO'd. Yeah, I don't do UFOs. Yeah. Do you watch TV while stitching? Yeah, I do. I watch TV while I'm stitching. I just watch TV, what is on. We have Foxtel, so I can watch whatever on that. And I watch Flosstube while I stitch. And what do I watch on TV? Well, they are showing Downton Abbey from the start of series 1 at the moment on Foxtel, which I'm very excited about because I only started watching Downton in the last series, so I need to catch up. So that's really good. So I'm watching that. And I watch, I don't know, just some crappy reality TVs. There's not many dramas that I'm really into. I like watching movies as long as they're not movies that I have to like concentrate on. Documentaries are good. Yeah. Do you mostly stitch alone or do you stitch with others? I stitch on my own. My mum does cross stitch as well, and I'd love to sit down and cross stitch with her. She only lives around the corner, but we just seem to always be so busy. Do you like to experiment and alter things with your charts, or do you just stitch them as they are? I don't do really amazing changes. And Coffee Stitcher, I just watched your video about how you decide to make changes to charts and stuff, and I think that's really great, but it's not for me. I enjoy the process of stitching. The only thing that I will change is on things like AAN patterns. For me, I think AAN is my chance to sort of have my play around with floss and things like that, and because you're generally only using, in the ones I've done so far, there was only 3 colours and 2 colours. I find that's my opportunity to really play with different floss and to try different fabrics. And I think that's where I'll try something like a hand-dyed fabric down the track. I don't really make many alterations within a pattern, you know, like I'm seeing people doing with like the storybook sampler and things like that. I'm not likely to do that. I guess I've made quite a few changes to save the stitches, not within the actual stitching itself, but in the colours. I'm sort of I've done my own thing with the colours and that, but not within actual pictures. I tend to like following the chart on that. Do you bobbinate? Yeah, well, I have my skeins, and I bobbinate them when I need to do a project. I don't bobbinate them before I do projects and just bobbinate for the sake of it. I just bobbinate when I need to use that skein. And I keep any full skeins for a project. I set them aside until I need them, and if I don't need them, then they go into my Floss storage system, which is Trisha's storage system. Do you start in the middle or in the corner? Middle, I guess, except if it's a full coverage big one, like my green tree. I've started in the top left. Save the stitches, top left. otherwise middle. Yeah. Do you have a rotation? I do have a rotation. I have 5 weeks at the moment, and I try and keep to a week per project. It does work better when you've only got 4 projects, but yeah, I've got 5, so I just try and work on each of them. And what I will do is, if I can see that I've got a finish coming up, I'll work exclusively on that project until I get the finish, like if I'm just a couple of weeks away, but otherwise I try and do a week per project. Do you use a timekeeper? No, I don't bother. I don't care. I did notice that my green tree is almost a year old, and I've only done 2.5 pages of 14. So I'm not interested in how many hours I'm putting into this. Do you use the parking technique? Yeah, I use the parking technique on my full coverage, my green tree, for example, from Carolyn's video, which I'll link down below. Yeah, it's my own version. It's slightly different. Maybe not as disciplined as some. Mine sort of might do a couple of stitches over there, you know, if I see that there's just a couple of stitches to do. Do you keep your orts? Yeah, I keep my orts. I don't know why. I might maybe do a Christmas ornament, but I'm not really feeling the Christmas thing at the moment, but then it is only June, so maybe I'll do a Christmas ornament, I don't know. Do you snack or drink while stitching? Not really, because I don't like to get sticky fingers. I just generally have water, and I'll take a break if I want to have something to eat, like a coffee or something, or yeah, I don't generally snack while I'm stitching. So that's it. That's all 20 questions, and I'll put the original video down below, and I'll put the questions and any of the stuff that I've talked about. So, see you next time.